After it doesn't work, they'll say, well, okay, well, we didn't have enough. It's a global problem. The UN is the answer. I don't know who the answer is. But you and I know that is not true. The answer is not them. They're the problem. The answer is you. You can't even control them. But you can control yourself. This Saturday, I am going to Florida. All next year, this show is changing next year. We are moving forward because I'm tired of it. We are going to unveil a plan this Saturday in Florida. I'm going to be at the Villages in Florida. I'm going to bring it to you on television if you can't be there. But I wanted to be able to look people in the eye. I want to see your commitment back. Coming this January, my whole approach changes on this program. There is a problem here, America, and I'm going to have I don't care what people say about me. Personal responsibility is dead in this country. It is time that we get the little paddles poof, and bring the body back. People refuse in Washington to be held accountable for their actions. We pass the blame instead of accepting it. Get responsible. Accept the blame or give the blame where it belongs. Get out of debt yourself. The time for reckless spending is over. They don't get it in Washington, but you must get it in your own house. There is no easy way out of this. I saw a recent article titled, "America is Losing Its Innovative Edge." No, we haven't. We just have a giant government foot stepping on our windpipe. They're trying to protect us from failure, but failure is good. As we are seeing, it is only that stopping us failing is only creating a bigger failure that's going to wipe everything out. We must reconnect with the things that are real, the things that you grew up knowing were true. They are true. The things our grandparents taught us, the things our grandparents taught us to never, ever forget, the lessons they learned in the Great Depression. When we learn those things, we're going to be able to innovate our way out of this mess. It's going to be a bumpy ride, gang, but we can do it, and we'll help each other, not because the government tells us to, but because we're Americans and we're neighbors. I saw a great bumper sticker the other day. It said, "When the people lead, the leaders will follow." Well, let me quote that bumper sticker philosophy. I will see you at the Villages in Florida Saturday at 3. You don't have to spend a dime. It's free.
It's okay to say workers, just don't say union. SEIU's internal memo exposed. Next.
America, this is what we need more of. But unfortunately, this is dangerous for a lot of people. So you have to read between the lines. I've told you about the spending. Now, who's pushing this health care? We told you yesterday all about the purple people, SEIU. I want to show you something from 2008. It's the head of the Service Employees International Union. What did he say while he was in Puerto Rico? Truth. Watch this.
I pledge we will, before the next convention, proudly join our Canadian brothers and sisters to be a nation that guarantees affordable health care for every man, woman, and child. Isn't it time? Isn't it time? Isn't it time we do that? I pledge we'll restore the American dream by passing the employee-free choice and helping millions of workers join our movement. Our pledge will begin to win quality services in our community and finally create a pathway to citizenship for all the hard-working immigrants in our country, all that we saw earlier today. They deserve something better from America than to hide in the shadows in our country.
You tell me, America. We've been talking about, hey, it's too expensive to do business here in America. How is government health care, union labor, and everything else, how is that going to help us? How's it going to help us? Oh, and what was he was promising, the health care, and then, oh, yeah, restoring the American dream and giving it to illegal immigrants. This is the man who has the ear of the president 22 times in the president's office at the White House. 22 visits, more than anybody else. I think Hillary Clinton visited the White House 4 times. 22 for Mr. Andy Stern. His tactics, next. We go to Mark McKinnon. He is a spokesman for the Workforce Fairness Institute. Got a hold of SEIU's internal memo that we're going to, you know what, Mark, we don't have time to do the, I love this memo. We don't have time to, but we'll have you back on that. I want to talk to you a little bit about the goals of SEIU, and do they mirror America? I mean, what is it that America needs to know about SEIU? I keep thinking if Exxon kept walking through the office 22 times with George W. Bush, people would have gone crazy. But SEIU, for some reason, doesn't bother people.
Well, here's the big picture. American labor is losing membership, which means they're losing money, and they're desperate. And so, like a drowning man, they're looking for anything and anything to keep them afloat. And so they've got, first of all, the labor bailout bill, which is the Employee Forced Choice Act. And they went around and spent $350 million electing Barack Obama and Democrats in exchange for their vote to take away the secret ballot of employees and to force arbitration upon upon work owners in America. And it's a hostile takeover of American business. And it's nothing other than a bailout bill for labor.
Okay, and it's not only just that, but also in the health care bill, isn't all of the labor, all the stuff that they've promised their workers that they can't afford? It's all
about more membership, Glenn. They've got to have more members in order to get more money, in order to bail out their pension funds, or they're going down. But they're going down because they haven't been competitive and they need government to bail them out. And the idea that a prominent member of labor would be in the White House 22 times, like you said, imagine if a corporate CEO from Exxon or a pharma company had been in the White House 22 times. I think the only person that's been there more than Andy Stern is Rahm Emanuel.
The idea, I don't know if you saw the beginning of the show, but we're spending ourselves into oblivion. And the problem is I mean, Andy Stern is talking about it. It's a global community now. Well, when you have a global community and you have unions, you're not going to be able to have the cost of living or the cost of creating a product in America global. You're going to have to reverse it and bring our standard of living down. These guys, they either don't get it, which I don't believe for a second, or their agenda, they don't care about the standard of living in America.
I think they want to drag the standard of living down. I mean, they'd like for all the companies in America to be like the auto companies in Detroit. And if they have their way, that's what will happen. They throw on legacy costs, they throw on labor costs, they throw on pension costs. Suddenly we're uncompetitive with the rest of the world. We're having tough enough economic times as it is already, Glenn.
Thanks, Mark. Appreciate it. Back in a second. Thank you for watching America. Don't forget, come see me Saturday in the Villages in Florida. Let's look each other in the whites of the eyes. I'll show you a plan of what's to come. From New York, good night, America.